Week's market data. We are going to talk about COT data, and we're going to talk about some seasonal data as well. So this week I'm focusing mainly on the euro because we've seen that the euro has been very positively bought by the speculators week on week, really ever since we can go right back here and into the end of September. It just continues to be bought, but more significantly, it's right at the extremes from last week. So speculators seem very, very keen on the euro. And then looking through the other charts, the Swissy looks like probably the weakest when it comes to the COT data, but it's a fairly close run thing. So to try and find something to trade it against, I can see the Aussie also is relatively weak down here. A little bit of buying coming back in over the last month or so, but still down here nearer the lows of the last few months. So quite like the opportunity with the Aussie. And what's really kind of pushed me towards that rather than any other currency is the seasonal charts. And if we bring the seasonal chart in here, we got Euro Aussie here. And we can see the euro between around about the 23rd of November into the end of the year tends to outperform the Aussie by around about 16%, so 15.9%. We tend to see a rise in the euro versus the Aussie during this particular period. So Euro Aussie on the COT data looks good on the seasonal data as well. So if we then bring the chart in and see what kind of opportunity that gives us on the chart, which is another thing that we've got to check when we're looking at what's the best currency pair to trade. What we see here is a pattern which looks like it's forming an accumulation pattern here, an inverted head and shoulders potentially, with this being the head down here, left shoulder over here, right shoulder here, which would make this the neckline. And we're far enough away from that neckline to suggest that there is a push into that. And when you consider this horizontal level of previous support that became resistance, which is now looking like it could become support again on the weekly chart, that is suggesting that we do push up from here. So to try and get the best possible entry, we want to probably try and get above this trend line here on the daily if we are trading on the daily time frame. But if we can get down to the lower time frames, we might get an opportunity to buy up around the monthly pivot with the stops down here at these lows and see if we can get up to the line, potentially then break through, taking us right up to the profit taking line here. And then after taking a bit of profit, then maybe we could see if it also would be able to travel all the way through. So that's the call this week, guys, in accordance to COT and seasonals and what the charts are saying. Looks like the Euro Aussie could provide an opportunity to the long side.